I'm back. This is Lee with 82 Gaming 12, and we're on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. This will be video 7 of our playthrough of Eylau 1807, Battles of Napoleon Volume 1 by Sound of Drums, copyright 2023, and designed by Uwe Valentin. So, you need to check out Sound of Drums at soundofdrumsgames.com. See what they got there. This is a smaller gaming company that could use your support. So, I've got all the links there. I don't know if the main page is operational yet. I know they were doing some construction on it. So, but you can go to all their other links: Instagram, Facebook, X or Twitter, and also the YouTube channel. And then Chessex. The dice that I'm using are Chessex dice, and you can check them out at chessex.com. They've got dice, of course, and dice accessories. They have a few games, and go check them out and see what they got. All right, let's see. Well, I wanted to talk about real quick here. The last video, whatever that little video will be, I will be giving away 3 sets of polyhedral 7 dice sets of Chessex dice here. These here. And I'll ask a question, and I'll give, I don't know, several days for you to supply the answer, and I'll also supply with the question. I'll supply where you send your answer to. One answer per person, and then of course either I'll do it live or I'll do a video where I show the drawing. Put your name in a hat or cup or whatever, and then I'll draw 3 out, and those will be the 3 that's for everyone that gets the right answer. So if I only get 3 people to have the right answer, then those 3 people win. And so it'll be something to do with something I've discussed or said in one of the videos. Could be the last video, could be the first. Just have to wait to find out what the question will be in the last video. So, all right, a couple of things I needed to correct that I think I did wrong. One specifically thing was reinforcements. Okay, we had Davout's corps. His 3 divisions have already entered. Okay, now the first 2 divisions that entered, they should have entered in strategic movement. That is Rule 27. When you have reinforcements, they enter in strategic movement. So they should have entered. And I don't know. I'd have to go back to look, but I don't know that they performed any combat that. Well, they probably did, because I had 3 activations, so they might probably could have done something. So they shouldn't have been able to, because that first would have been that was a 10 o'clock turn. No, 9 o'clock. Okay. The first 2 divisions, I think, entered on the 9 o'clock turn. they would have had to wait until the 10 o'clock turn to change their order to something other than strategic movement. So that was a mistake on my part. I just, I guess I just overlooked that part of the reinforcement rule. So something else was when I was doing the counting for the activation cubes, I subtracted the snow twice. Okay, I subtracted the snow at the big from the activation points that each got from the turn. Okay, and then I also at the very end I subtracted the activation points. So I went back and looked at that and thought, well, I did both of them wrong. So I added back in the activation cube that shouldn't have been removed. So the Russians have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, and the French 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they've got 8. So, and we haven't drawn either red at the beginning. So, trying to think if there was something else I wanted to mention. I don't think so. Those were two of the main things. Now, I play a lot of Napoleonic games, okay, and sometimes I overlap the rules in my brain, and other times I'm not. I'll just say in the past, I've not interpreted rules correctly or clearly. So sometimes I have to go back and reread and really think about certain rules. And it's not so much that the rules are written in such a way that is like confusing or whatever. It's just me. Sometimes I'll read it and I'm reading it with a certain mindset, I guess. So I try to clear all that up. And so I do that, a lot of talking, trying to process it all. So sometimes I make it a lot more confusing than it actually is. And I hope I'm not causing any confusion for you gamers out there. I've had the kind of this little mini discussion on whether or not the rules are confusing. I don't find them confusing. Like I said, I play so many different systems that I kind of let the systems kind of overlap, and I have to separate them. So and what's really good about the rules in this with this game is that they're living rules. So if there's anything that needs to be changed, or the designer thinks that this need to be cleared up or whatever, it's easily done, and you can print off the rules. That's what I've done, and I don't have an issue with that. And what happens is, remember, this is the first volume, and anytime you have a series, usually the first volume may have some things that need to be kind of cleaned up, and then the next volume things are cleaned up, and you've got a much I wouldn't say better, but just that the rules are more uh, clear, and some minor things are corrected, or not, maybe not corrected, but just kind of changed to fit the system or so forth. So I think you're going to see that as we go along here with future volumes, and I'm excited about the future volumes. I'm having a really good time with this. It's really causing me, excuse me, causing me to think. I've already analyzed some things about. I was going back and forth about the cavalry and where their strengths are, and I still, and we do have that the rule change about reaction charges, where a cavalry unit can reaction charge. It doesn't have to do with their order. It has to do with whether or not they're tired. If they're tired, they can't reaction charge. So, but in my opinion, it still comes down to what is cavalry's strength on the battlefield. To attack. So, if you have, in my opinion, if you have cavalry close to the enemy, or would be in a situation where the enemy could approach them, you'd want them in attack mode so that you can just fall upon that enemy. But I like the rule change of where cavalry can react in whatever order that they're in. But only when the unit enters their front hex, one of their front hexes. So for cavalry, that you got 4 hexes. They've got 4 front, 2 rear. So, okay. Let's jump right into this. I've got, we're still in the 10 o'clock turn. And you see these gray dice? Okay, just realize that's helping to hold down my plexiglass. Really, I wish I had not put the plexiglass on there, but I already done that. I already did that, not done, but did that, and now I can't move it, okay, without moving all of the counters, and I can't do that. So, and then the little patches of cotton that you see, that represents snow for me. That's to remind me that, oh wait, we've got snow. Okay. And even though you have a counter for the weather, this is just for me, just so I know. Hey, there's snow, and there's a reduced line of sight. Your line of sight is reduced to 4. And then the only other effect had to do with command points and reduction in activation points. So, okay, we need to draw a new cube. If you see these little purple cubes out here, those are for me. They're just so that I know, well, this is where the leader is, without having to scan around. That's the army commander. Okay. And and I use other cubes if you watch my other videos. So I use all these other cubes over here, orange and green and red and blue. Okay. So those are used when I'm having combat. So it also helps us for me to be able to show you which units involved, in the combat. So let's get started. We've got to draw a new cube, and so far we've got the French have used their 3 activations to move Davout's 3rd Division. Okay, that's what that is, his 3rd Division, and move them up around to try to get around behind the Russians here. So this is his 3rd Division, Gudin, and they've moved up there in that position. And I used, just moved them up through that area there that doesn't have a map grid on it. I just went ahead and used that is as part of the map with you got that road going down through there. So just counted the spaces and moved them. So let's draw a cube and let's get started. Okay, it's green. All right, so and I don't have to worry about Udine moving anymore, even though really in game terms I wouldn't, historically or, in reality I would be worried about that. But I'm not concerned about it as a player because I know he's already, I can see his activation cubes. But otherwise I might be in a rush to get somebody over there, if I had somebody that I could push over there that would have some orders. Which I've got, the left cavalry here. I could stretch them a little bit, and more than likely I'll probably have to do that. But I don't know if I want to activate them yet. Move this out of the way. So if I was playing gamey, like, okay, like, I'd be able to say, well, I don't know for sure, if he's going to be able to move anymore, especially if the order chart's hidden from the other player. I would be able to still count, but I'm just trying to say, well, I don't know, because move this back some. If this was taking place reality-wise, then you only have a range of 4, so they wouldn't be aware. They might hear something over there, but then again with the snow, maybe they didn't. So I'm not gonna, let's put this back. I'm not gonna that'll weight it down. I'm not going to activate them because they don't have a range of sight to them. They're further than 4 hexes. So let's go with something that we are aware of. We got, I already activated Bagavot, how that's pronounced, right here. And so he actually had that used his cavalry over here to do some damage, pushed some units back. Right here caused some of these units to retreat. This one here retreated from here, this one retreated from here, and now these guns are exposed. So yeah, what he wants to do, I want to take advantage of that. Of course, I'm going to have to move Bagrot. He's going to have to move to be able to put these cavalry units in range. Okay, now they're both tired, but they're going to be able to capture these guns right here. And there's not anything that the French are going to be able to stop. So I've got that's where the activation has to go. I've got to activate Vagabond right here, because I want to capture those guns. You know, I want to capture these guns right here. That's 2 batteries. I want to exploit that. And there's not any pursuit per se in the game. The rules don't mention anything about pursuit, but with this, the way the activation system is, there's your pursuit. You know, on the next activation cube you get, you can reactivate those cavalry to continue. So I don't see that you really need pursuit when you have that mechanic. Being able to give a division, regiment, squadron, whatever it may be able to give them another activation. So that's what we're going to have. That's what's going to happen here. And so now, first off, I've got to decide what I'm going to do with these units that are right here where the leader's at. Of course, he's got these units here that could charge, but they're holding the line, so I don't really want to have them advance. Okay, I've got this unit here. So this unit here is a 9, and he's in that village. Same thing with this guy. So let's see what I got here under him. I've got 3 and 2. That's 5. Okay. What we got here? This guy's got 4. Okay, I'm going to bring this guy in here. So he'll turn, and that's something you can do in the rules. You can turn your facing prior to moving. Now with line, if they turn more than just 60 degrees, which is 1 vertex, then it's going to cost them 1. Units in column, no. They could turn, I guess, all the way around, and it wouldn't cost them anything. So you can change your facing prior to moving, and of course you can then, as you move, change your facing 1 vertex, I believe. So he's going to turn there, and then he's going to move 1, and then of course here is 1 plus 2, so that's the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And so this guy here is going to join this guy. And then this guy will come in and join this guy. And I needed to turn this guy over. He's tired because he charged also. He forced this guy back. So, I don't know if you can see that guy. Yeah. Yeah, he did. So, I got to flip him over. And this is their second activation. So, well, hold on here. That guy would not have been able to move in there. This guy couldn't move in there. He would only be able to move. Let's see, I'll put him right there. He couldn't go in there because he's got one less movement point. This guy could go in there because he's got 4, and it would just be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Same thing with this guy joining that guy. So I gotta remember that. This is their second activation. Artillery and infantry lose a movement point because they've already moved. So go ahead and put that over there, so I know that. And of course, this guy here, he's going to have to move. This guy, what's he got? All right, so I'm going to move this cavalry unit. His movement is reduced by 2, so he's only got 4. So I'm going to turn him, and as I move him, he's going to be fired on. By this unit right here, okay, that's in that village. He's in a village hex. Anytime you leave a front hex, okay, of an enemy unit, they can fire, you call it opportunity fire, or let's see, I think they just call it like reaction fire. So under fire combat, rule 20, the occasions 20.1, reaction fire combat, when an enemy unit is leaving an adjacent front hex while moving. So that's what is while moving. So there we go. All right, so they're in a obstructed terrain. So max 2 strength points. So their strength is 2. There's not going to be any modifiers. So it's just straight up trying to get an 11 or 12. 3. Now this is different than evasion. Okay, evasion doesn't draw reaction fire, is my understanding. But this is not reaction fire. This cavalry unit is moving freely, so it's his movement. So that's 1. Oh, we don't want to do that. So he would have had to turn. We could have turned all the way over to here, and then left. So like 1, 2, 3. And then 4. So that's where he goes. Okay. All right. And we've got this unit here. Let's see. I could actually have him come over here, but then of course we've got this this battalion. Is it more than one? No. Battalion of in square. So you actually get a positive. You get a positive or a modifier, be a positive modifier of +1 for firing against infantry column or square with infantry. Okay. Now with artillery, it's a +4. However, if you're assaulting a square, with infantry, let's see. It's a +1, I guess, because of the defensive strength of being in a square. So, but you wouldn't want to assault it. You just really want to get up there and fire on it and wear it down that way. Hit it with artillery, really. So you want to keep like cavalry close by to pounce on them. So we really want to get the challenge for this village again. This unit is who I really wanted to get in there. So I think I'm just going to move this guy up to like there. Okay. Now, in order to do anything with these two cavalry units, I'm going to have to bring Bhagavat. I'm going to have to move him. Bhagavat or Bhagavu. Probably, but it's Russian. It's not French. Okay, so let's move him to 3. 4. Let's see. Well, if I put him there, 4. Can he reach 4? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I put him there, and then that. So that there puts these guys. So now he's gonna assault there. Okay, and this guy here is gonna turn. See how this guy's at. I think he's like that. And so this guy here gonna charge right there. So that guy has the option to either stay like he is or change to square. If he doesn't change, that's going to make a big it's going to give those Lancers a really good, but of course, okay, I got to count because he only has 4 now, and going downhill is 2, so he wouldn't be able to. Yeah, he's not able to charge that location. So yeah, he's not able to charge. Going downhill is 2, he's only gonna have 4. So, and it takes 2 to get into that, to become adjacent to a French unit. So there's the 4 right there, and he can't pay for that hex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him around, and he's going to come back up this way. So he's going to go 1 and turn a little bit, 2, let's see, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and turns back to here. Like so. Okay. However, these guys are going to have, they're going to be able to charge here. It's going to be a short charge because he's adjacent. Okay. So let's go ahead and do let's go ahead and do, well, yeah, we're going to here. That's 1. Now, do I want to attack over here? I'm just trying to think. Do I want to attack, or do I want to wait for the fire combat? If I wait for the, okay, it's really, I'm going to have to assault. That's the only way that you can retake. Fire combat is ineffective. Infantry fire combat is ineffective against units that are in obstructed terrain. So I'm going to have to attack. So those 2 are going to attack here. Okay. So let's do our fire combat. Defensive fire. Now this unit over here is going to be able to include his fire because he's not being attacked or assaulted. So he can fire 2 strength out of that hex. And so we'll do the white battalion there, firing on these 2 that are stacked here. And they're in line, so that's not going to give any kind of modifier. We are in snow, so that's a -1. So there is a modification there. Okay, so yeah, -1 from the die roll. So you're going to have to get a 12. Max shooting out of obstructed terrain is 2 strength. Okay. So with a -1, you've got to get a 12. Nope, got a 6. Okay. Now, okay, due to the snow, this guy firing has to split his fire strength. So the 2 has to be split between these 2 units, which means each one would be a strength of 1. And even if they rolled a 12, a -1 is going to make it an 11, so that's going to be ineffective. Okay, now let's go down here to the charge that's going to take place. Okay, these units cannot fire; they're limbered. Okay, up here, this guy is in square, so he has 2 strength. So again, he's going to have to get a 12. There's no modifier for cavalry. Okay, so, oh, and got an 11. That would have been normally a hit, but because of snow, it changes to 10, which is a miss. So then we would go to the assault, and let's just stay down here with the cavalry. All right, so all right. So now with the assault, you round 0.5 and higher up to the next whole number. So a 0.5 would be rounded up to a 1, and then added to whatever. Odds lower than 1 to 2 are not permitted. Okay. All right, so the odds, 4, I think it's 4 to 4. Yeah. 4 to 4. Okay. Okay. We don't have elite or green units. It's not a Russian unit. They're not under order, defend or retire, or strategic move. They're not charged for more than 1 hex. They're not in obstructed terrain. Not charged to the flank or rear. Okay. Not in square formation. Artillery alone in the hex is -5, and infantry in line and column charged by lancers is -2. So that is lancers, right? No, they're not lancers. So it's just -5. We do have cavalry short distance, so that would be +2. So it's a -3. Okay, so it's a -3. Rolled a 7 becomes a 4. So no guns are eliminated when they're forced to retreat when they're unlimbered. But these are not, these are limbered. So look over here at retreats. Maybe they're okay. It says unlimbered artillery units that are forced to retreat, even if stacked with infantry, are eliminated. Okay, it doesn't say. It doesn't say limbered. So, okay, so that means they're going to capture 1 or destroy or capture 1 gun, because you have to take a loss of 2. Oh. All right. So that's going to be a cube. And then this other unit will retreat 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, then he would move in. One more thing. He's tired. I gotta subtract that. Fatigued. Okay, so yeah, I didn't roll high enough anyways. I rolled a 7, and you got -5, then plus, let's see, -5, +2, and +2, that's going to be still the -1, which makes it a 6. So that, yeah, that's still would have still been the same result. So so he moves in to the hex like that. Okay, so now let's go up here to this other assault. So these two stacks are assaulting here. So all right, so he's an obstructed terrain. He's got a strength of 8. Okay. Here we've got 2, oops, and 3. That's 5. And then here we got 2 more, so that's 7. Okay, so you do round up, so that would just make it 1-to-1. In other games, you would be rounded down. You give the advantage to the defense, but in this system, you round up. So, all right, so it's 1-to-1. Let's see, being in village. Oh, we also have to, there's a +2 die roll modifier if the target is in that hex. Must have missed that somewhere. There, right. Fire. Oh, there's a discrepancy there. Let me look over here. No, that's the assault charge. Now we've got 2 different things here in the fire. Okay, that. Let me pull back here. This is probably cleared up in the new charts, and I don't have the new charts. Well, I don't have the new fire combat chart, but okay. Under fire combat effect here, it says number of firing string points in the hex are at half, and then a +2 die roll modifier if target is in a hex. I don't think it should be a +2. It probably was to be a negative number. And it's that the number of firing strength points in the hex is at half. Okay, now up here with the die roll modifiers, if a target is in obstructed terrain, it shows a -3. Okay. So there's 2 different modifiers, opposite. You got a +2. So I think it was just a mistake there on that. So I wonder if one of those should be for artillery and then the other one is possibly for infantry, but the positive doesn't The positive is what kind of throws me for a loop on here. So I'll have to investigate that. Like I said, it's probably on the newer fire combat table, and for some reason I don't have that. I don't know if I just forgot to print it off or what. So I don't have the updated chart. The assault chart that I have is from the 1.3 rules. So I don't have the charts for the 1.4, the newest. So yeah, I remember when I talked about the infantry trying to fire into obstructed terrain, that, you know, and I know that artillery was not very effective firing into woods or firing into villages and so forth. Of course, they can't fire out of. So, all right, that's for pretty much any game. Most Napoleonic games really restrict firing out of or into woods or villages. So, okay, we're going back to the assault here. Kind of got distracted when I saw that, but yeah, I don't see how infantry could be effective firing into villages. So I'm not even trying to do that. I mean, I'm not going to roll because you can't roll high enough. You don't have enough positive modifiers. So that +2 has got to be. It's got to be an error that it doesn't line up with the die roll modifier that is under fire combat. So, okay, so let's go back to the assault. I'm sure that'll get all cleared up, or it probably has already been cleared up. All right, so let's take a look. But like I said, I found out pretty early on, trying to, looking at, of course, those guys, I have guys in line, and I can fire, so that I could get a strength of 8, and if I subtract 2, I got to subtract another one because of the snow. But with a strength of 8, I can fire up to 4 out of a hex. So, and 4 with in line, that's you get to multiply by 2. So 4 becomes an 8. So with a strength of 8, there's a -3. So if say I rolled a 12, I could possibly get a one hit by firing. But this isn't the simultaneous fire combat. So, of course I can't fire. All I can do is assault. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So, but during the simultaneous fire combat, I was like looking at that, and that was with a unit in column. So if you're in line, you could possibly do some fire damage to units in a town or a village, so forth. Obstructed terrain, wood, so forth. So, all right, let's go back over here to the assaults, though. All right, so you round up, okay, round 0.5 or higher up to the next whole number, okay. So we have a strength of 7 against 8. Of course, that's going to round up, so it's going to be 1 to 1. All right, we didn't have any elite units on either side or green units. Defenders not Russian. They have an attack order. So in obstructed terrain, so that's a +2 for the defense. They're not charged through a flank or rear. They are assaulted for more than 1 hex, so that's a -1. So now we're sitting at a +1. And okay, they didn't lose any SPs. The assaulter. Okay, so it's going to be a +1. And the defense rolls. So we've got 7. Let's see, 7 + 1 is 8. Okay. So, if it's equal to 8 or less than, the assaulted charge unit loses 1 step and retreats its full movement potential. So, they are forced out. And this is something you find very common in Napoleonic battles, dealing with villages, obstructed terrain. So he's going to retreat, looks like 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he goes back, let's see, he goes back to there, right here. All right, and then we can move in units. And let's move this back. So I'm gonna move this guy in, and that's it. Just move him in. Now we have a fight to see who's going to have control over that village. But as I said, time and time again, when you're reading especially reports or even historical records of Napoleonic battles, and there was a structure, village, whatever it may be, that there was a constant pushback and back and forth. It was a back and forth control of that location. And it had to do with, well, the troops were not willing to be bayoneted. You know, and so they fell back. If their defensive fire didn't hold the attackers, then they fell back and gave it up. You didn't have this, hold the ground and then just bayonet each other. I'm not saying that didn't occur at some point, but majority of the time that wasn't taking place. You can go back through the records to see that it changed hands multiple times. So, all right, so Bhagavat, that his activation's over. So we're now ready for the next activation. So what do I do with this? Did I put it, is it under the cup here? Yeah. I've got this possession here, French controlled, and I keep getting it with my platform here. So, all right, let's pull our next cube. That's French. All right, so if you were playing face to face, you know, as your opponent is working on deciding what they want to do, you could be looking to see what you need to do. And then that may change as a result of what your opponent just did, or it may not. I know that for the French, that Goudin, his third division over there, can't activate anymore. And I'm going to want to put a lot of pressure on the French left there. I mean the Russian left. But at the moment, I've got to turn my attention to right here in the center, where Sakin is just destroying the 7th Corps, 1st and 2nd, under Eylau. And I got to decide which one do I want to activate here. I know I'm going to want to turn these guns at some point. So, you know, I might do Eylau or Desjardins. You know, hell, his guys are back here, but even Eylaul's, he's got, there's a unit of his here, here, and here. He needs to get them back up here. So, I want to be careful over here because these guns, they really hit Desjardins' division pretty hard. You've got these 6 batteries here that are just devastating. They're all heavies, and I really need to be putting pressure on them from in here to hit them from the front and from the side here. But I'd have to push this Tolstoy's division back, his 2nd division there. So I guess I'm going to go, to start with, I'm going to use the 2nd division of 7th Corps, which is going to be Eylau, and let's see here. Okay, if a unit is out of range, I think what I'll do is, I've got both of these guys. I want to move him to there. So now he can activate all of these guys. So he's going to turn and go right there. This guy's going to come in here. 3. So he's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Say one of these is, yeah, one of them's horse artillery. This one here is going to go 1, 2, and then 3, 4. This one here is going to turn, come right over to here. 1, 2, 3, and turn. 4, 5. He wants to be able to blast those cavalry units right there. Okay, this guy here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then change to line. Okay. Let's see here. This guy taking 2 hits. This guy's taking 2. This guy, let's see, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stack behind that guy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as he can go. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stay right there. Tell you what, 3, 4. Let's see. He could go 3, 4. What is he? Got 7. So he could go. So 1, 2, did I say 4? So 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So he could switch the line. That's what he's going to do right there. Okay. And assault wise, let's see here. I think we want to assault here. You're not allowed to look under to see what is there when you're going face to face. Now I do, of course, because I've got to. But so I know I want to hit attack here, assault. So I want to use those two to assault here. And I want to assault there as well. All right. So let's do the defensive fire first. Oops. Okay, now he's got a fire at both of these. This guy does. So he's in column. So he's going to have to use only one strength point for each one. Now, there's a -1 for the snow, but they're in column. So it's going to end up being a +1. Okay. So +1, strength of only 1. I rolled a 4, becomes a 5, not effective. Now that was this guy here. Now we're going here. Ooh, we rolled a 12. That's a 13. So that's a hit. So let's see what he's got already. Okay, so that's going to be a 3. And what I want to do here is, so that I remember, okay, I'm going to put that 3 right there. So that reminds me that assault, the attackers lost a strength point in the assault. So that's a modifier. Okay, so now we go here, okay, and we have this unit here that's not being attacked by anyone, assaulted. So he's going to be able to fire here. Okay, but we'll do this one first. And again, this one has 2 units here. So I believe he would have to split his fire. Let's see, I have to go back here a second because I forgot to roll for when a unit is beside a unit that retreats due to combat, assault, or charge, and that would be, I forgot all about that, right over here. Okay, so this unit here retreated from here. He was forced to retreat. So this unit was beside him, so he has to roll. Okay. So an adjacent friendly infantry or artillery unit stack of units retreats. Okay, then you have to check to stand. So we'd go over here to the check to stand. Okay, that unit is not, there's the unit right here. He's not green, he's not elite, he's not Russian. Okay, adjacent friendly unit retreats, so that's a -1. He's in obstructed terrain, that's a +1, so now it's at 0. And there's enemy cavalry within 3 hexes, so that's -2. So, okay, I rolled a 10. Okay, so he's safe. He doesn't retreat. All right, so I wanted to be sure that I did that. I just had done forgot. So I look down here at my check to stand. So All right. So we can go back to where we were at. Okay, so what I was looking at is he has 2 units in his front hex. So let's go over here to the assault because that's where it's going to be. Okay, if a unit can fire at more than one adjacent target, the player must split its fire strength. So right there. Doesn't matter that that unit's attacking someone else. He's got to split. Okay. So we're talking about this right here, the orange right there. Okay. So he's in column, so he can only fire 2 strength points. So 1 in each. Okay. And again, what we have is we've got going to have a strength of 1. We've got snow, which is going to be -1, but the target's column, so that's +2, so it's a +1. That's a 7, that's nothing. And a 4 + 1 is 5. Okay, no effect. Okay, now this unit here was not being assaulted, so he can fire here. Now he doesn't have to fire here though, okay, because this guy's not coming. He's not assaulting. He's not assaulting anywhere. This guy is though, so he can fire 2. So we got a strength of 2. It's going to be a +1. 7, 8's not enough. So okay. All right, so now we go to the assault. We'll start over here with the green versus the red. Okay. He's got 9 defense, and we've got it's -3 here, so that's 12. 12 to 9, and I'm going to use this tally stick for this assault to show you how it works. Okay. I said I was going to do that. So I have to pull back a little bit. All right, so we've got 12 against 9. Okay, so that's just going to be 1 to 1. Yeah, 1 to 1. Okay, no modification. All right, so the defense. If we take a look at the defense and move that over. Okay, they're not elite, they're not green, but they are Russian. So I would move this up to 1. Okay, so that line is 1. Okay, next, he's not under defense order or hold or retire or regroup strategic move. Charge for more than 1 hex? Yes. Okay, so now we move it back to 0. So see if we can, there we go. All right. In obstructed terrain? No. Charge through the rear or flank? No. In square formation? No. Infantry in line assaulted by infantry in column? No. Infantry in column assaulted by infantry in line? No. He's not in square. He's not charged by lancers, and it's not artillery. Okay, so now we go to the assaulting charging unit. Lost a strength point due to fire combat. Yes, so that goes to +1. So now we go up, back up, or back down in this case. Okay, so right there, that first line. Let's see here. It's not charging uphill. Leader's not present. So that's it. So we're going to have a +1. And I got a 6, okay, which is a 7, which means it's 8 or less, the assaulted unit loses 1 step and retreats its full potential. So we've got 2 units, okay? Now, both units are forced to retreat, okay, together. The top unit is going to lose a strength point, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got forced back to there. And of course I can move both of those in, but they don't get moved in until the rest of these combats are done. Okay, so now we're going with the orange and the blue. Okay, so we've got 12 defenders, and we've got 6 attackers. That's not good. Okay, so that's going to be a it's 1 to 2. That's +2. So on our little thing here, we move it over to down to the next line. Okay, for the defense, they're not elite. They are Russian. So now we go to the next line. Okay. They have attack orders, so we move on down. They're not charged from more than 1 hex. They're not in obstructed terrain. They're not being charged through the flank or rear. They're not in square formation. They're not in line. They're in column, but they're not being assaulted by a line. They're not, like I said, in square. They're not artillery. Okay. The attacker did not lose strength points in the fire combat. They're not elite. They're not green. So there's not anything that applies there. So it's going to be, looks like -3. Is that right? Minus? No, it should be. Yeah, it's +3. So yeah, +3 to the die roll. Okay, so we've got 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's higher than 8. So it's just they're just gonna stand still. If it had been 10 or more, then the attacker would have taken a loss. All right, so I now can move in whichever one of these units that I want to move in. And I think I want to move this one in and turn him like so. And this got this to take. He's got this here. All right. Okay. That's all of that activation. And this went to Houdele. Okay. So he's the 2nd division of 7th Corps right there. So that's how the tally stick works. Yeah, we got another French activation. It's going to be the 2nd French activation in a row. And let's see here. I need to do something right here with Desjardins. This is all of his right here, not this one. This guy here that's outnumbered. I need to get him some support. Bring these guns up. Yeah, I think I'm going to activate him. Yeah. These guys here have taken quite a... Yeah, he's taken quite a few hits. He's taken 3 hits. This guy over here's taken 5. I really need to be able to... I need to pull those guys back. I want to do something about those guns. I really need to activate Legrand's 3rd Corps, but they've got defense orders. So okay, this artillery piece is going to move up to here and then unlimber. I could move him all the way up there. Could have moved him up to here and unlimbered him. No, he wouldn't have had enough. Okay, because 1, 2, and then, well, no, yeah, 3, and then to turn over would be 5. He doesn't have 5. He's only got 4. So he was here. It cost 1 here, 1 here, plus 1 for entering the French. Moving adjacent to a Russian unit, and then to unlimber cost 2, so that would cost him 5. So yeah, he could only move to here to unlimber. All right, and let's see here. He's lost. Okay, so this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. I'm going over to there. This guy, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to move over to here, which is 5, and then switch over to line right there. And this guy here, 2, 3. And just moves to there. And I don't want to assault here because he's going to get fired from both sides there. So I just want to hold off there. Although they're probably not going to be very effective. But yeah, I think I'll hold. All right, so that was okay. That's first division of 7th. Okay, deactivated. Okay, next cube. Ooh, it's green. All right, so what's the deal here? Oh, okay. All right, so Bagarat, he has already activated twice. I want to activate someone else. Okay, now if I don't activate Sakin here, I got these guns I'm gonna want to use. Same thing here. So let's see here. But I also want to put pressure over here. And I don't get very many activations. The Russians don't get very many activations. They've only got 3 left in the cup. So I've got to decide, you know, what I'm going to do here. Let's see. Do I want to go with Sakin? Yeah. I think I'll go with Sakin. All right, so I'm going to activate Sakin here. And So, okay. Yeah. I want to unlimber this artillery and turn like so, and then here top guy here is going to turn, go right here. So that's cost him 1, 2, 3. Okay. This guy turns. I'm going to go all the way to here so he can go 1. Okay. And then he goes 1. And then 2, 3, 4, because it costs 4 or 2 extras to go there. Okay. This guy here is going to change to column, cost 1, and then move here is 2 plus 2 more is 4. Okay. This guy is going to move here and then underneath. Oh, wait a minute. Can you do that? Yeah, he's got a 7. So, okay. So he moves to here, then he has to go downhill. That's 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3 to get there, plus 2 more is 5. Okay. And then we've got these guys here. Let's see. Let's go with the bottom guy first. He'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. A second. This guy, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, no, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so yeah, he can go here because he wasn't going downhill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more is 5. 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right, now we can pick or designate the assaults. So okay, I'll start with this guy and this guy, and this is their target. And let's see here. Okay, the other one is going to be over here, where we're going to have 3 units assaulting. And I think we're going to assault there. So basically I should have made that. Yeah, I really need to, well, it doesn't matter. There's some space between them. Okay. So let's start up there at the top. Okay. So we've got these 2 units attacking here. Okay. Now that means he's got to split his fire between these 2 X's. Okay. So the first fire will be directed here, and so it's 1, and of course the snow is going to add 1. They're in column. So it's going to be a +1. Rolled an 8, 9's not enough. Now here at this unit here, 4, 5 is not enough. Okay. So now we move down to here. Of course, you can use the tally stick for this also, but so this unit here, this unit is firing here, and that's his only. Well, no, I'm sorry. This unit is defensive firing here. He doesn't have to fire at this unit. Okay, he's not assaulting, so he just has to fire there. That's my understanding. Okay, it could be that, okay, he's got to fire both, but that unit there's not assaulting. So, all right, so it's still a +1. No, let's see, he's in line, and let's see what else is under there. Okay, I think it's just, okay, so he's in line, so he's gonna have a strength of 8 +1. 5 becomes 6. Oh, I missed an opportunity there. Okay. All right, so now we move over here, and he's got to split his. Now, he doesn't have enough to go all the way around. So he's going to fire here near the 2 front places. So we'll fire here first, and so it's going to be a +1. They're in column. That's a +2. Snow -1. That's not enough. Okay, got a 6, 7's not enough. Okay, now firing at this one here. 8, 9's not enough. I have to get like an 11. He's firing with a strength of 1. Okay, so the fire combat's finished. Defensive fires. So now we go with the assault. I'll just stay here with this, and here I'll use the tally stick again and pull back just a little bit. So I've got these the 3 blocks, identified the 3 attacking hexes. Okay, defense has a strength of 9. The attackers have 8, and there's 7 more, and oops, this is going to go on Bennigsen's 3rd Division. There it is. Is that right? That's the 5th Division. Where's the 3rd? There it is. Okay. So far we're at 15. Okay, so that's 1 and 3 is 4. So that's 19. 19. That's going to be 1 to, let's see, 2 to 1. Okay. So under 2 to 1, that's a -1. Okay. So on this tally stick, what we do is, because it's minus, we go up, okay, to there, 1 line. Okay. All right, defending unit. Okay. Now, if we look here, he's on a higher level. These 2 units are lower level, or attacking stacks. Okay. But because all of the attackers are not attacking uphill, the defender does not get that. They don't get that benefit. Okay, all of the attackers have to be attacking uphill. Okay, so not elite or green. He's not Russian. He has attack order, so we move all the way down. Not in obstructed terrain. We keep going. They're all in column. Okay, so we're still at -1. Now we go to the charging unit. Okay, they didn't lose. I don't believe they lost any. No, from fire combat. We do have an elite unit. Okay, right here. This is an elite unit. So that's going to be -1. So now we're at -2. Okay. That's it. So it's going to be -2. So on the tally stick, I've just moved it. So we got 2 lines. So we're actually, this line would be 3, that would be 4, and then 5. Oops. So we're at 2. That line would be 3, 4, and then -5. So that's how the tally stick works. When you've got a lot of minuses or a lot of pluses, then that's going to be beneficial. And also just being able to go up and down so you can keep track. You got something to help with that. So it's -2. It's -2. I rolled a 6, becomes a 4. So he's going to be forced to retreat and lose a step. So he's going to retreat back this way. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me pull back. Okay. So he is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back here where Aguirre's at. And of course, they can advance. So I guess I'll advance these guys. I'll advance them like that. Okay. All right, so that takes care of that. I could advance any of those units. As long as they had the same, they'd have to have the same facing and the same formation. All right. Next, so we've got these 2 units against this unit in line. Okay. So we've got, he's got a strength of 4. These guys have a strength of 10. And they're also elite. How do I know that? Because they have the 2 stripes right there. Okay. And also they're grenadiers. Okay, that symbol right there represents grenadiers. Now, are all grenadiers going to be elite? No. But a lot of them are. Okay, so we got 10 to 4. That's going to be 2 to 1. Okay. So 2 to 1, that's going to be -1. So we go back to our tally stick, and of course we go from 0 and go up to -1 right there. Okay, the defender, he's not a leader green or Russian. He has an attack order. Okay, he's not in obstructed terrain. He's not attacked by more than, let's see, more than 1 unit. That was something I should have added to the other, or subtracted. Not charged through flank or rear. Okay. Now, infantry in line assaulted by infantry in column is a -1. So now we go again. So we move up again. So now it's at -2. Okay. All right. So now we go to the assaulting attacking units. No loss due to SP at fire combat. Now he's elite. Okay. So that's another -1. So now we're at -3. Okay. And we look at everything else, and there's nothing to apply. So that's a -3. Okay, we rolled an 8. Okay, it's going to be a 5, so that's 8 or less. They're going to lose a step. So I'm going to go to 3. And forced to retreat. These are going to go right through this leader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like so. All right. Okay, now I can go ahead and move him. And the other one, I should have waited, but they can move forward now. Like so. I didn't have to move both of them up there, but I did have to move somebody. Now let's go up here to the top. Okay, up here, this unit here is being attacked. And remember, units in column have 4 front. This hex, this hex, this hex, and this hex. So this is still the front. But he's being attacked from 2 different hexes, so that's going to apply modifier for the attackers. All right, so we've got 8, and we've got 4 and 5. That's 9. Plus 7. That's, let's say that's 9 and 7. That's 16. So that's going to be 2 to 1. Okay, 2 to 1. So that's going to be a -1. No elites on either side. Defenders not Russian. They're in attack order. They're being, let's see, assaulted in more than 1 hex. That's -2. They're both in column or in column. So, assaulting units. They're not elite. They didn't take any losses from fire. So that's it. So we're going to have a -2. 8 -2 is 6, so they're going to take a loss and retreat, which will be their first loss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turning like this. And let's see, who do we want to move up there? Let's move this guy. They can't change formation, but they can change facing. All right. So now we're ready for another cube. And it's going to be a green. It's going to be the Russians again. All right. So let's see. Do we want to use second again? Really push hard. Of course, their movement potential is going to be reduced. Or do I want to turn over here and shore up this artillery? I think I want to shore up this artillery over here. Of course, I don't know what their orders are, so I think I want to well, I've got some elite units here. This guy's elite. That guy's elite under there. We could really cause some issues here. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna activate Tolstoy right here and his second division. Not sure. Let me find them over there. Yeah, they've got an attack order. So they are going to attack or at least get in a position where they can at least get in a position where they can do something here. But I do want to okay, all right, so he's going to change the column. So he's got 5. This guy moves there. That's 1, 2, changes to column. No, I'll tell you what, it's just these 2 guys are going to change right where they're at. And, well, I got to move this guy first. I can't be changing. That would end this guy's. So he changed. He has 5 movement left. Okay, he changed the column, changed his formation. So man, what happened to my map here? Some of those hexes got mighty small. That wasn't the way it was to start with. I don't know if I can adjust that. I don't want to. No, I can't adjust it with. See, I have to take that loose, take that loose, and then I'd have to just kind of like. There we go. And then, let's see, I gotta move this back. Gotta clamp it down here. And then fix this one here. That's one of the bad things about having plexiglass is you just get movement sometimes. Okay, so first off, I gotta flip these guys back. You can't be like doing multiple things at one time. Okay, otherwise that ends this guy's movement. So this unit's movement, this battalion. So okay, so he flipped over. That's 5. Okay, so he's got 5 movement left. So now he's got 4, and he moves here. Okay, that's 3 left, and it costs 2 more to move adjacent to the French. Okay, so he would have to stop right there. Okay, now these guys flip. That's so now they're down to 5, 4, 3. Okay, they got 3 left. So move here, and then 2 cost 1 for the hex, 2 for for moving adjacent to the French unit, so that's their 5. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And of course these guys, they're 6. So, okay, here, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he would move there. Well, no. So he was here. 1, 2, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you can't move there. You'd have to just end right here. And this guy here, 1, 2, he just moves to there. Okay, these 2 guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one here. He goes to there. No? Tell you what. He's going to flip and come here. So he could go 1, flip 1, 2, 3, 4. Move him into the front. Okay. So he's showing up defense for those artillery units right there. And we can also look to assault this guy here. He's got 6 losses, so he's vulnerable. Now we shouldn't be able to look under there, but we did. Okay, so he's got, what? He's taken 6, so he's got 3. He's got 6, and then we've got 8 over here, that's 14. That's like a lot higher than 3 to 1. Let's see, 4 to 1, right? Yeah. What I say? 8 and 6 is 14. Yeah, 14 to 3. So that's going to be -3. So on our tally stick, we move up to 3. Okay. Defending unit. He's not elite. He's not green. Oh, wait a minute here. I got to do defensive fire first before I do anything else. So let's do that. Can do the other first. We got defensive fire, and because he has 4 front hexes, he can fire into both of these. So he's going to have to split his fire, one strength point each. We've got snow, and then we've got that's a -1, and the target's in columns, so that's a +2. So we're at +1. So we got 10, 11, and we're firing this one here first. 10 plus 1 is 11. Not enough. He needs a 12. Needs at least an 11. And the next roll is a 3. So, okay. So now we can go to the assault. So right now it's -3. He's not elite. He's not green. He's not Russian. He has attack. Let's see. He's got attack orders, right? This is Eylau, and it's 2nd Division. No, he's actually got defend. The first, yeah, he's got defend orders. The 1st Division's attacking. He's defending, so he's got defend order. That's +2. So we move this from -3 down to -1. Okay. Okay, he's assaulted from more than 1 hex. That's a -1, so now we're back up to -2. And let's see, anything else apply? No. They're all in column. No losses from fire combat for the assaulting units. They are elite. I've got some elite units there, so that's -1. So now we're back up to -3. They're not green. It's not cavalry. Okay, we're not going uphill. Okay, so it's going to be -3. And that's going to be a 0, so, okay. So he's going to take a loss and have to retreat. And you know what? I forgot to roll over. I forgot to roll again concerning when these units retreat. I should have rolled for. Well, let me retreat this guy, and I'll roll for the units that are over here. That's my mistake. Okay, so he's now at 7. Okay. Okay, so he's got to retreat 6. Yeah, he can go through there. He can go through this guy too, though. 6. Okay, so he retreated here. Now, 2 units that have to check for, well, more than 2, okay. Okay, but both of those stacks there, because a friendly unit from an adjacent hex retreated. So we've got 2 units here. This is the hex. So they both have to roll independently. Okay. So I'll roll for the top, that artillery piece there. And thing is, if he has to retreat, he's just eliminated. So I think it's going to come down to this guy, the infantry unit, if he retreats. I'd say the artillery doesn't. So, all right. So that unit is not green, it's not Russian. Okay, adjacent friendly unit retreated, so -1. There's not any cavalry close, no. So there's just -1. Rolled an 11. So, oh. Okay. So if the guns have to, if I roll for the guns, then they're just eliminated. They're just eliminated. But yet they still have the hex, so I think if you have artillery with infantry, then you're not having to roll for the artillery unless the infantry retreats. So, all right. And you roll for all of this this kind of stuff at the very end of an activation, and this is the end of the activation. We didn't have any more assaults here. So this unit now, we have to check. Same thing, a minus, it's a, what is it, a +1. or minus, let's see, yeah, -1. 12, so he doesn't, oh, he doesn't move either. Okay. And then I can move somebody in there, or actually 2. So, and I can change their facing. I'll move him in there. And just him. I think I'll leave the, no, I better move these. Yeah. Move at least the elite unit, because that I had a bonus because of that. Okay, let me go back over here. So, okay. Now, this unit was beside that unit right there, okay? So I have to roll for him, this guy. All right. And it's just gonna be a -1 to the roll. But I still have to roll because that unit was beside him that retreated. And I rolled a 4, so of course he is gonna lose a step and retreat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He goes all the way back to there. And then this guy, well, no, this guy retreated because of this guy, but it wasn't because of assault, so I don't have to keep rolling. Okay. And let's see, which I had some, okay, I had right here, this guy, but he didn't have anybody around him. He was here. So there wasn't anybody adjacent. So that's why I didn't have to roll there. But I got to remember to do that. So, okay, so we're ready for, that was, what, 2nd Division? Where is 2nd? There it is. Okay, so I'm just showing you the order charts. That's the Russian, and then here's the French, and I've got the eliminated units there covering up. They've eliminated a lot of artillery units, so.